Hey everyone! Hey, it's Kathy Talone coming to you live up here on a dreary day in New Hampshire. I hope you're having a great day. So today is day 2 of navigating the holidays with ease. Yesterday was day 1 and we talked about creating a vision, right? What is our holidays going to look like? What do we want our holidays to look like? So yesterday we started with awareness, just being aware of what's going on for us. Maybe some of the stories that we've taken from childhood or from, years ago, and changing those stories. We talked about responsibility, and we'll do that a little bit again today because it's super important to take responsibility of what our holidays are going to look like. Once we do that, we can create a vision. So we talked about thinking of January, the beginning of January, and actually looking back through the holidays. So kind of reversing our time, right? How do we want that to look when it's all said and done? So today we're moving on to our to-be list. Now we all have a to-do list, right? Our to-do list is starting right now. Thanksgiving's next week. We're coming on to Hanukkah and Christmas and, 2020. It's crazy. There's a lot to do between now and then. And everyone's to-do list is very, very different. That could be supporting another family, right? Through donations, through community service, we could be supporting our child's classroom. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. We could be traveling. We could be in charge of, buying our kids gifts. We could be in charge of our social calendar. There's so many things. We could be in charge of our budget. So many things on our to-do list right now. Cooking and organizing, right? I could go on and on. We already know what's on there. So the to-do list is important, obviously, but more important, and what I really want to talk about today, is our to-be list. Who do I want to be? Who do I want to show up as? Who have I showed up as maybe in the past, for past holidays? I don't want to show up as that person anymore. I'm not that person anymore. Things have changed. Right? My kids are 12 and 6. Maybe you have kids, maybe you don't have kids, but we change from year to year. The situation changes from year to year. Maybe our diets changed. Maybe our partner has changed. Maybe our belief system has changed. Maybe our money has changed. Maybe who we feel like spending time with has changed. So we want to take a personal inventory of our to-be list. Again, the to-do list that's like the structure of it. That's the, I need this, so I'm going to do that and cross it off. Who do I want to be? Now, when we create that vision, if you were with me yesterday, thank you very much for watching. We create that vision. Again, let's think of it as the beginning of January, and we're looking back through time. Through this holiday. What do I want it to look like? How do I want to take responsibility for it? Right? Do you want to be happy through it? Some people may not really, if they're honest with themselves, they say, you know what? I just think it sucks. I just have anxiety. They're not ready to give up their story. And that's fine. I totally, totally respect that. I really help people, I help women, I help myself give up those stories, draw awareness to those stories so we can release them, but not everyone's there yet. Everyone's journey is different. So if you are ready to kind of step into a little more joy, a little less anxiety through the holidays, that's great. I really support that. But what we don't want to do is go into January and say, I should have. I wish I did that. I wanted to be different. This is reoccurring. This happens every year. I didn't want to do that again, right? So who do I want to be? So many friends, so many clients, so many people that I've been talking about, it's like, oh, I hope I have more balance this Christmas or this holiday season. So right off the bat, I'm not going to say they're my least two favorite words, but they're kind of at the top. Hope and balance, right? Balance is really one of those kind of cliche words at this point, as far as I'm concerned, really like, oh, I need more balance in my life. No, let's talk about priorities, okay? Because when we talk about priorities, we feel balanced, if that's what our ultimate goal is. But just saying, I just want more balance, there's nothing there. And same with hope. I just hope things go differently. No, let's get in the driver's seat. Let's create that vision and let's show up how we want to be, okay? So our to-be list, let's see. Let's go through the list of some things that, let's just say that we need to draw awareness from, okay? So social anxieties. A lot of friends have a lot of different social anxieties. And that can be on a lot of different levels. Again, it can be maybe going to a new boyfriend's or a new girlfriend's home, their family, there's maybe an anxiety there. Going to a neighborhood party, there's an anxiety there. Having people over to our own home, maybe for the first time, there can be some anxiety around that, right? Maybe if there's an unfortunate death of a loved one that maybe occurred in the past year or even several years, and that pain and that trauma is still lingering, right? So there's some anxiety around that as well. So we want to look at these patterns and behaviors that we're bringing forth into the holidays. Again, just like yesterday, we talked about that awareness. This is really, really important to say, what is going on for me? What are these patterns and behaviors that I've reinforced and encouraged over the years? And how am I going to take personal responsibility to show up differently this year? So personally, I want to be, have some ease. And that's why I'm talking about this. Creating ease through the holidays, because I haven't always had that ease. It's a practice. It's a practice. And we need to really tune into ourselves and say, what do I want? Not just me, my family, my immediate family, the kids, the people who sit at my dinner table every night. What do they want? I remember, and I was thinking about this, getting ready for this time together. Going through the holidays when I was growing up, there were some places, and it's just a reflection, but going to some relatives or going to, see some people that we only saw that one time a year, and it was incredibly awkward, and it was not something that any of us enjoyed. I'm just going to be honest. And I think looking back, I can really feel a lot of compassion for my parents who were, maybe taking us to these places and to see these people, and because they were doing it out of the goodness of their heart. But it wasn't comfortable for us. Those maybe people that you see once a year and you don't know if you're supposed to kiss them or hug them, and it's all weird. I just, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to say it. I don't want to do that with my kids. I really don't. So these are the patterns that I am choosing as a mom, not to, continue on. I want to be joyful. I want to be happy. I want to live in ease. I don't want to have anxiety through the holidays. Yes, everybody's values are a little bit different. You'd say, well, you know what? We really need to do that. That's fine. We need to see these people and do these things. And my personal values are, I want ease, I want happiness, I want joy, and I don't want to be overwhelmed. And I don't want to pass that on to my kids, my family, my friends. Okay? So that's how I want to show up. Now, how you want to show up, we need to create that vision. What are your values? Who do you want to be? And then we need to really stick to that and hold ourselves accountable. Right? So it needs to be a real conscious and intentional thought. I'm telling you, we really can go through the holidays with a lot less overwhelm. Once we pinpoint who we want to be, we draw awareness to maybe what we were in the past. We take full responsibility for how we're behaving, how we're feeling, how we're reacting, how much money we're spending, how much we're volunteering. We can trim some of that out if it's not in line with how we want to be. Okay? So we want to really be kind to ourselves. When we're in alignment with who we are and we're 100% sure of how we want to be and how we want to show up and we're taking that personal responsibility, it really takes the pressure off people around us. Trust me. Because they feel secure, because I'm secure, or because you're secure in how we're doing it this time. There's no surprises, right? We can create a vision just even thinking about what is it going to look like around the dinner table, at your relative's house, at your spouse's house, at your girlfriend's house. What is that going to look like? Who do I want to be? Maybe you've never been there before, so it's a little unexpected. What is that going to be like? Right? But we can still create that vision. We can still imagine what it's going to feel like. And as long as we know how we want to show up. So I hope this is helpful to anybody here. If you are understanding what I'm saying, if something's resonating with you, if you have a story, please put it down in the comments, okay? And I'd really love to actually hear, what is your feeling around the holidays? Do you have a lot of anxiety? Do you have a lot of joy? Right? What's your kind of pain point? Is it the Christmas carols drive you crazy? Is it the overspending that drives you crazy? Is it the high expectation that your family's putting on you to be someone that you'd rather not be this year? And that might be just, traveling on the holiday itself. I don't particularly want to do that. So, balance and hope, right? Because I talked a little bit about balance, but when we hope that things are going to go a certain way, again, we're just releasing that. We're saying, I hope things go a little bit more smooth than last year. I hope, and we do this all year round, right? So really being aware of that hope that we kind of throw out there. I think it's super important. It's helped me a lot, kind of taking hope off the table. We can hope for other things. I don't know, it's just not my favorite word, but again, I feel like it's something that we're kind of, crossing our fingers. And not everything that we want is going to be exactly the way we kind of intended it and planned it. But when we just hope for it to be a certain way, I think that we have no control over it. And you're like, whoops, well, I was hoping it didn't go that way. So, our to-be list. Who do you want to be? And how accountable are you going to be for that? Again, being stressed out. Maybe you're okay with that. Maybe it just isn't an issue for you. Overbooked. I definitely don't want to be overbooked. I definitely don't want to be overbooked. So some tools that I like to use and I like to share to really stay true to who I want to be. Okay, maybe this can help you as well. Check in with yourself often. Hey, Wendy. Check in with yourself often. If we're in a situation that maybe doesn't feel that good to us, again, whether it's at a new boyfriend or girlfriend's family's home or at a neighborhood party or, just something that's not exactly, maybe that social anxiety is kicking in a little bit. So sometimes I'll just, I have in the past, really, when I was going through a lot of this, I just excuse myself and go to the ladies' room. And just looking in the mirror, we can do this all times of the year, just looking in the mirror and just saying, like, how are you? Right? I'm just checking in with you because everything's okay. This may feel like an uncomfortable situation, but I know you have this. Even if it's just being stuck in traffic and feeling late, and maybe you're in a snowstorm and you're buying gifts and like that whole kind of madness, that craziness, just looking in your rearview mirror, turning your radio off, centering yourself, saying, yeah, I got this. This is okay. This is okay, right? Kind of changing the channel of our thoughts. So another thing that I do, and I've done this for years, and I don't do it all the time, but I think this is, it's worked for me and it's worked for others. Others have told me as well. Have a little crystal. I wish I had one right here. A little crystal or a little stone. And you can find these, at all different types of stores, mineral stores, or, just like an amethyst or whatever stone, crystal feels good for you. Just keep it in your pocket. And you can set a little intention, when you go out. And you just have it in your pocket. And when you stick your hand in your pocket, you can just kind of rub it and feel it. And remind yourself that everything's fine, that you're safe, that you're centered, that you're with yourself and being yourself and having compassion for yourself. So looking in the mirror, having this reminder maybe in your pocket, and being a blessing to everyone that you see. Now, this may really be out of your comfort zone, and I get that. Not everyone feels like talking to everybody, but I know that when I'm kind of in the thick of things and I'm really in my head, and maybe a little anxiety is starting to kick in, again, because I'm late for dinner, there's so much traffic, you're spending so much money, you have to go home and make cookies for, your son or daughter's class the next day. All of these things are just kind of really getting out here. And like we talked about yesterday, that cloud up here that says busy, chaos, all of this stuff. And we just want to pull that down and look at really what's going on for us. But when I'm in the thick of it, and I'm up at the cash register, at the grocery store, at Best Buy, wherever you are, and just saying, hey, how you doing? You having a good day? And again, maybe we just feel like, I don't feel like doing that. Like, I'm just in a bad mood. I'm just in a rush. But I promise you, using this as a tool and being intentional, especially this time of year, we don't know what others are going through. Having this person in this hat, I do it a lot. So I'm just going to, they look up and they look at you and they go, wow, thanks. Yeah, my day's okay. It's all right. Or I'm getting out in 5 minutes. Or I just got to work and I'm, kind of pissed that I have to be here for several hours. But just making that connection and knowing that we're not alone in this, you'll be amazed at the responses that you get back, right? So we're not just out in the wild all by ourselves. Be a blessing to others, even if it is hard, even if we don't really feel that. But it changes. You can change your vibration. You can change your feeling right then and there. Maybe someone shares something with you and it's just like, wow, that was so surprising, and that actually made my day. Or it made me feel so much more compassion to what everybody else is going through. Maybe they shared a little bit of their story. And maybe it's not a great story. So we can just look at things just a little bit differently. So I'm just going to ask you, be a blessing, right? Maybe put a sticky note in your car and say, be a blessing. It's a giving and receiving. Finding gratitude in what we're doing daily, especially when we're out there in the thick of it through the holidays. So that's really all I wanted to cover today. I went a little over yesterday, and I'm so appreciative of you being here right now. So again, if you want to watch my video yesterday, it was all about creating a vision. Number 1, drawing awareness. Number 2, showing up and being responsible. And number 3, creating a vision of how you want your holidays to look. And today, day 2, we're talking about our to-be list. We have our to-do list. What is that to-be list? Right? So thanks everyone for being here. Nice to see you. Just give a little, thumbs up or a little heart down below. I really appreciate it. And I hope this is helping you. I hope this is giving you some tools to navigate your holiday with ease. All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow at noon. And you can go to my website, www.kathytalone.com. You can sign up for my free gift, 3 Keys to Living a Life You Love. And if you have any questions and you want to reach out to me directly, if you have any suggestions or comments, I always appreciate that as well. So take care. We'll see you tomorrow at noon right here for day 3. Bye-bye.